I've said this before, but I remember going to visit my great grandfather when I was very young at an old folks home, and my mom had to tell me to stop doing this because I kept lifting my shirt to cover my nose, and my mom was like, "Taylor, you are being so rude," and I'm like, "It smells like death. It smells like dead people in here." And she was like, "Just go in there and hang out with your great grandfather and talk to him about the Cardinals," because that's all he did in his later life, like, because his wife was dead and he didn't have
keeping the box score.
He was obsessed with the Cardinals, which, if you're going to be an old person obsessed with a sport, baseball is the one to be obsessed with, just because of the density of content constantly. There's no other professional sport that will play like 4 games in 3 days sometimes.
So Taylor, fast forward to when you're a great grandfather in an old folks home.
Ooh.
What will you talk about?
I'll probably be like, I don't know. What do they talk about? Like racism?
I don't know. I'm going to be giving Elden Ring builds or something, like, if you want lightning damage, you got to level up Dex. It's not intuitive.
I'll be talking. I'll be like, you got to, they say to put, and I'll be Biden also. You got to put 6 on sheep and then 4 on wood to get your build order for Age of Empires 2, and that's where you got to play. And they're like, "Grandpa, I'm barely even seeing you because I have implants in my eyes and I'm gaming right now." God, Grandpa's such a homo. He doesn't get it. Yeah, I don't know what I would do.
This game was old when he played it.
Yeah, this game was old. Technically it's from 95 years ago, but that's okay. It's still a good game. I don't know what I would talk about, like hockey. Hopefully regaling them with stories that are funny and not insufferable. Not to say my great grandfather was giving me insufferable stories. That one time the Blues won this cup. The one time the Blues won the cup.
3, 2.
By that point I'd be like talking to my 8-year-old like grandchild or whatever, and I'm old as shit, and I just would be telling the fun stories from life. I'd be like, they tell you not to do cocaine, but I'll tell you, give me a few fun nights. You have a good time.
Still does
sometimes. I would say, you do you, Susan. You have a good time.
I think your 80s is when you bring the cocaine back in full force. I think around your 40s, you're gonna definitely want to be more health conscious, right? Like make sure that you make it into your 60s and you're ambulatory and your knees aren't blown out or anything. But like once you get to 80, it's time to bring the coke back on board.
I don't think uppers are what I would want at 80. I feel like if I were going to get woefully addicted to something in my 80s, it would need to be prescription pills, because there's no way those things aren't incredible given how many people's lives have been destroyed by them. Like they're probably fucking sick.
Good metric.
Can you imagine? Like
I don't
think they're that good.
They make me sick.
I took a Percocet once, and that was for pain. My mom gave it to me when my eardrum was about to burst. But other than that, and I didn't like it. It made me itchy. So maybe I'm not the right. Oh, you just get over it? I thought some people just always got itchy from heroin and all those adjacent drugs.
I know. My experience is at first it would make me itchy, but after like a week of using it, I didn't even mind the itchiness anymore, and it wasn't as bad. And look, let me just say this.
You're just vibing.
You're high, you're itchy, and then you get your girlfriend to give you scritches. And it's like the best thing in the world. Like it's amazing. Like you're like, I'm so glad I'm itchy.
Having a girlfriend. Kyle's not a gamer. Kyle's not a real gamer.
I mean, your bro. You get your bro to come in and give you some scritches.
Now we're
talking. Hey man, I'm all itchy. You hit me up.
No, I wouldn't want that. That does seem like the kind of drug to get addicted to in your 80s. Prescription pills, just cash out with like an Oxy 80 in your system.
I would want to be hitting that Cialis up and taking my cocaine and then banging them old ladies. I hear the STD numbers at retirement homes are crazy because they're all just fucking.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, who gives a fuck? You've got gonorrhea. Why even cure it? You're gonna die imminently, like in the near future. Oh, you've got syphilis
when you pee.
It always does.
When I've got tagged with chlamydia, it never got to the point of burning when I peed. I just had to go and take some pills at the
when he got tagged with chlamydia, like someone ran up behind him and slapped him in the back with some chlamydia.
That's what happened, brother. And then I had to go to the Mizzou Health Center, and they said, "You have chlamydia. Take these pills." And I was like, "Okay." And they were like, "Call every partner you've had in the past, whatever." And I was like, "Definitely, I'm doctor." Let me tell you, seriously, I'm on my phone now. Do you notice? That's what I'm doing.
Hey, doctor, I totally know her name.
Yeah. I'm definitely sending out texts. Trust
when
me.
I had syphilis, I know I've told this before, but it was so awkward because I took my online STD test, clicked all the boxes, said I had it. And but really I ordered the thing online. You take the test at home, you mail it in, and they email you and tell you got syphilis. And but nothing else. That's always nice because you got to scroll through like 30 things, and you're like, oh, negative. Okay, all right, we're good. All right, because there's some scary shit down toward the bottom. It gets rough. And it's like you don't have AIDS, but it's also like I am taking a test, and it can only go one of two ways.
But don't you feel that levity once you see negative?
Well, I didn't see negative though. I saw I had the syphilis, and so I made my doctor's appointment, and he was like, "Hey, so what are you in for today?" And I was like, "I got syphilis. Can you give me some penicillin?" And then like totally easy, got all that straightened out. But he reported me to some sort of like STD board or something, and I swear to God, someone knocks on my front door a couple of weeks later with a clipboard from the health department.
Really?
Hello, it's an Indian, and I'm like, "Hi." He's like, "I understand you had a syphilis," and I'm like, "Who the fuck told you?" He's like, "Just making sure you are treated and cured." I'm like, "That's none of your fucking," and I like had a little meltdown, and I'm just like, "It's none of your fucking business whether I'm treating." I'm thinking like,
I imagine the Indian guy being like, "You have syphilis, and let me start by saying it is fucking sick. You're getting pussy." Number 2 on the list here is does your girlfriend have friends? Maybe, perhaps, because I talk to these players all day with their diseases because they are fucking so much, and I feel like a fucking homo because I cannot get a lady.
I got first of all, I was like, man, I can't believe my doctor just ratted me out to like some governmental agency nearby and told him I had the syphilis.
What a scumbag.
Because like that seems like a huge breach of privacy, and that's the only way it could have happened. I think that's what he told me happened, and I was just I didn't tell him. I was like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, of course I got it treated and I'm cured now, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you that. You don't get to know. You don't get to check your boxes, you fucker.